Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about some challenges in parenting. You know, there can be various challenges as parents that we face. Number one, time management. This tells us how we manage our time, how we try to balance up things, especially when you're managing that time between your work and your family. It's very difficult, it can be tough to make time to be available for your kids and still meet the demands of your work. It's usually a tough experience, but a good tip is to find routine. Make routine around that work and your family. Try to be there for them and try to also meet the demands of your work. This will tell us about practicing discipline. Discipline is everything. If you can discipline yourself, set the order you want to achieve things, you can actually make it. Another challenge we may be facing is providing that emotional support. As the kids are growing from toddler to preschooler to teenagers to adults, at every time, every age and class that the kid is getting to, it requires a new kind of emotional support, and we need to provide it. This can be challenging if you do not have the right resources, the right training, the right knowledge to navigate these times. It's important to read, to study, to research what to apply. Another thing that comes up as a challenge is discipline. You wonder, what kind of disciplinary measures do I apply in raising this child? It's very important to know what works and to apply it. Why discipline is important to ensure that the discipline is not high, it's not too harsh that the child can't bear it. It's not too harsh that it begins to affect the esteem of this child. It's important to take note of the discipline that you are applying. So you take note of such discipline. Like today's, you hear things like do not hit a child, do not flog, and do not do this or do not do that. And we can see when we take that to the extreme, you may find that child going wayward. You may have watched one or two videos, as I have, when a child grew up. I've seen a video of an 18-year-old, and so he really wanted something from the child, from the mom, and he asked the mom for that particular item, and she said no. Then he walks about the house, destroying the house, poured away her ingredients, goes to the mirror, broke the mirror, went to the toilet, broke the toilet seater, and damaged a lot of things. And she was wondering, and they were thinking of how to take him to the psychiatrist or for therapy or something like that. Now that child has actually gone wayward, and he has gone out of control. It's very important right now that the children are small, that they are kids, to be able to find out the discipline that will work for them, so that they can be disciplined, so that they can be well trained, well brought up, so that when you say no to the child, you will know, yes, my mom has said no, my dad has said no. And so he moves on and waits for a time that is acceptable for him or her to have such thing. I also watched another I read actually a story of this boy. Is around I forgot to let me not say the exact age, but he wanted a particular game, a particular machine, an instrument, and he asked the mother. He said no, and he just shot the mother, and the mother died. You know, so such things, it's good to instill discipline right now in their hearts as they are kids, so as they grow up, they begin to be that. They begin to show forth all what you have taught them. So that's very, very important. To flog or not to flog, to beat or not to beat, you have to be able to know what works for you. Learn what works for you. If you're hitting a child, no, you're not doing it in excessive, and try to ensure that you are not angry when you're doing that. It's very key. If you are annoyed and you're trying to discipline a child at that time, you're going to shift the aggression to the child, and at that time it is an abuse. It's a child abuse to use, maybe because there's something you're going through in your life, in your mind, and you're feeling frustrated, then you put it to a child. It's an abuse. Because why is an abuse is because it's not actually the anger from what the child did. It's an anger with yourself, with what happened to you, that you're passing on to that child. So it is not important, it's not good it's important for you to calm yourself down before you discipline a child. Always take your time, and always learn to correct, give a second chance before you go ahead to discipline. But all these things are tips. You need to sit down and select what works for you, and what works for you, it must be that it's something that will also work on your child, to discipline and raise a well disciplined, a well brought up kid, that your child will come out and you will not be ashamed. I've watched videos of some mothers and that said, oh, I was ashamed, I was not I didn't want to claim that this was my son. You don't want to get to that point. No, you must be able to be proud of your child anytime, any day, and it's what you put in right now that counts. So another challenge is managing finances. Not only in Nigeria, but all over the world. So many countries are affected by inflation. So the economy is not very favorable right now. So it affects the way we raise these children, because maybe you have already budgeted ahead of 6 months. You're going to be providing the supplies for your children. These are things they need. They need this milk, they need pampers, they need these books, they need this kind of toy. Okay, I'm going to use this set of numbers to teach him this game, and you have saved to get these things for this child, and you just find out at the time you want to buy it, the price has not only doubled but tripled. Maybe you plan to buy something of 1,000, and you go to buy it, it's now 3,000. You know, and then you go, okay, let it come the next week, and that next week is 4,000. The price of things keep going up, and it's not favorable on our side. So this thing can actually affect. But the important thing is always to get yourself together and keep moving on, keep pressing on. No matter the challenge that you face, you must hold on to yourself, hold on to those goals, those values that you want to instill to these children. This is very key, and it is largely much more important than those things you want to buy for them. The values that you're instilling into their lives. And another tip that could help us is prayers. Always raise your children in prayers. That's praying for your children. Now, another one is praying for yourselves. These challenges that comes our ways as parents, pray that you'll be able to overcome it. Ask for the grace of God to help you to overcome it. Another one is to pray for those that are taking care of your kids, their teachers, their nannies, everyone that is assisting with your child at the school, at the church, or any other place, the playground, wherever you take them to. Always raise them up in prayers that they will become well raised. You know what the news are and the researches are about children at daycare, children at school, how some children were badly affected by their teachers. Maybe there's something the teacher said, oh, you useless boy, you olodo, you boy that you don't have sense, you're so too dull. And this thing goes a long way to affect that child. Despite all the positive words and affirmation you've been instilling to this child, there's this kind of person now rubbishes all your efforts by instilling negative things to this your child. So pray for those people that are watching over your children in your absence, that they will be able to instill good things to them. Now that's just prayers. You don't have control over that. You don't have control. So you just cover it in prayers and hope that it works. What you have control over is yourself, what you are doing. So keep on at it as you're instilling positive things to them, you're praying for them, you're telling them, keep on doing your own part, and so it will work out well. I pray that we'll overcome these challenges at parenting, and thank you very much for watching. Please like and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more of these videos. Thank you once again. Happy New Year to you, and see you next time. Bye bye.